So we're in the Shawangunk Mountains, and we're trying to find some other tunnels that are driven into a rather peculiar mine. There's not much documentation about this. What does exist acknowledges a tunnel, but doesn't say it's a mine. This is a very old mine. We believe it to have been worked in the early 1700s, as evidenced by some documentation that suggests that some Dutch colonists actually came here and, in search for lead ore, came upon this spot here and started mining. So there's no doubt that this here is a very old tunnel.
Oh yeah, look at the proportions. This looks colonial.
Yeah.
Like just the way they drove such a narrow tunnel. Because they never expected to have like 4 cars or anything. They wanted to just make it as small as possible.
Right. It's all about getting to the ore.
Yeah. It'd be such a pain to walk hunched over all day back then if you were a miner. Hopefully they were short people.
Yeah. Or if they had hunchbacks.
Yeah. I love the black and yellow rock actually. It's kind of crazy looking.
It is cool. So over here we found some pyrite. There's not much visible evidence of galena or sphalerite, which they were probably looking for, but when you see something like pyrite, as you see right over here, it's usually indicative of other minerals. We're looking out for trains actually, because we are at the what I believe is a Lower Empire mine adit. I used to think this mine was associated with the Washington mine, but I no longer think that. I think that this is part of the Empire mine, and this is where they drove a tunnel in lower elevation than the adits that we've previously explored. Those other adits are directly above here and past another level of railroad. So all of these adits were positioned very close to rail transportation. The question is, did this being so close to the railroad, did they use railroad transportation? Or does this mine predate the construction of this railroad right-of-way? So we really don't know. So it is a relatively low ceiling. And you can see some drill marks here. These are a little wider in diameter than some of the previous ones we saw today. Wow, so it looks like they carved some of this away right here. You can see a little alcove on both this side and on the other side. I don't know if they found something here or if they were hoping to find something here, but...
Well, we do have the quartz vein
yeah.
with some crystals.
Okay, I didn't immediately see that. Yeah, okay, that does look like crystallization there. Huh. Interesting. This is very weather beaten. Here's some more drill holes here. So, yeah, I mean, these are...
Oh, those are big. Look at that.
Are big.
That's pneumatic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little roomier here than I thought. And it continues, crosses this drill hole, finds its way there. Yeah, I mean, they must have just reasoned that, like, they're not pulling anything out of that. So we're up on the hill here. It's a beautiful spring day, and we came from the lower adit, which is by a railroad track, an active railroad line, and we trekked up the hill trying to find some other tunnels along the way up the mountain. We didn't find any. This is the closest one to the previous adit that's by the tracks, but it's at a much higher elevation, probably 100, 200 feet higher in elevation. And you'd really never know this was here. You could walk right past this and you'd never see it.
Already I see the quartz crystals
Where?
up above your head.
Wow. That's pretty
Big ones.
well terminated. Wow. Wow.
I see bigger drill holes now.
do, too.
Yeah.
Huh.
So same era as the railroad track adit.
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah, they're all about the same size. It's a very well proportioned tunnel.
I like that you can stand upright in it.
Yeah. Unlike the colonialized.
I know, that's the main downfall of those is they're just a little low.
Yeah, look at that. Well,
Yeah, that's definitely pneumatic. So they had a compressor up here.
okay. Now, it looks smaller at first, but there's a lot of sediment buildup, so it's not always easy to see. Another door. And the end. We are hiking to the Washington mine. We're actually bushwhacking to the next closest mine in the northeast direction in the hopes that we'll find something along the way. Maybe another adit, maybe a ruin, but maybe we'll find nothing.
Wow, it looks substantial. This rock looks much different than the previous adit. It's much whiter.
It is, and there's nothing growing on it. This kind of resembles the type of rock that you'd find out in desert mines. It does have a definite sparkle. You know, normally when you see that level of sparkle in the geology where I live, it's usually just mica. But this is not mica. You can see it's I think it's calcite. Wow. Look at that beautiful adit.
I love that this just turns into like a spruce forest, right?
Yeah.
It just adds so much mystery to the site. Like,
Yeah.
it's completely shrouded. I mean, most of it's just shrouded in dense undergrowth, except for this tailings pile that is just so alluring. Like, as you're coming up the hill, you can't miss it, and you just have to wonder what was this? Why is there nothing growing here? Where did all this rock come from?
Wow. That is a long time.
Wow. Yeah, look at that.
It's starting to get shallow. Why don't we head? Actually, why don't we keep going straight? Let's just follow the main tunnel. You can see over here. This is the remains of a dynamite box. See right here, the remains of a dynamite box.
Yeah, you can tell by the finger jointed. They always have the finger jointed ends.
Yeah.
And the length too is consistent.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were blasting this with dynamite, not black powder, like the earlier one we saw today.
So it makes you wonder, was this a mistake? When they meant to go this way? Why would it matter? I read that this was worked in the early 1900s, and they put a lot of money into this, and the return was almost nothing, if anything at all. So certainly they must have had a lot of capital to drive this, but it's just tunnel. There's no, like, where did they pull the ore from? I don't see any stopes. I don't see really any mineralization that you typically see. So this just seems like a very extravagant exploration. I would like to say that this is a cross-cut tunnel, but I'm not really seeing what I would call ore. There's a clay-like material here, but I don't really see any mineralization. It's not to say that there isn't any, but I don't see it. I mean, I'm following down, you know, and here is that clay-like material again. Follow it down more. Maybe this, but you see, there's so much sediment buildup on it that you really can't see clearly what is underneath. So you can't say that there is or isn't galena or sphalerite in there, because it's just covered up by sediment. But if you got a nice clean face. If you use tools and if you pried off a piece and you looked on the other side, then you'd be able to see, oh wow, now I can get the true color of the rock without the sediment. I am hungry and I can't wait to go to Danny's. So let's
I know we've never once come up to a mine in this area and not gone to Danny's.
No, I know.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. How much beer are you gonna get? 2?
2, maybe
3?
It depends.
Yeah.
You're paying, so.
Oh, that's right.